Have just hit the start streaming button.
Yay! All right, welcome everyone to the Silence of the 12.
Episode 16.
Yay!
Lambs.
Even though a couple of them were very
That's what I
short
thought
episodes.
was going to be said.
Yeah, the last episode in particular was quite a bit shorter than usual. So to start us off, I would like to do just kind of like a round robin. Everyone kind of recap where we are so far in our story, and I'm going to start with Dalavash.
I don't remember.
Moving on.
Because it's been a while, and I have a terrible memory.
All right. So, how far back do you want me to go? Do you want me to go just the last session, or what we're doing here, the major key points?
Sure. Let's start with the major key points of where we are and why you're here.
All right. So we arrived in this town,
Which is
because Fairhaven.
Yay! There you go.
And we stayed at an inn where our contact, or we thought our contact, told us to stay. But we got bad feelings about that inn, so we switched to this inn. But we're here to investigate why. What's the name of this country?
Ondare.
Ondare wants to leave the 12.
Well, also there's two houses that are like potentially at war or warring, but for some reason their delegates are here.
Okay.
I forgot exactly why.
And so we switched to this inn, and we met with our handler just this morning. As this game begins, the handler's gone now, but the previous game we met with our handler, who went into a little more detail on a meeting that we are invited to.
All right. Dove, you want to add anything to that?
I'm skimming over Hunter's notes here.
Cheater.
I don't remember. All I remember is that I have a title. I locked onto that fact.
Oh yeah, you're the arbiter. Is that it?
Grand
Arbiter.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we're all arbiters.
And we're supposed to go
Grand
to a party to hobnob with all the dignitaries. This is not a formal official function. It's more, I think, somebody's birthday or something. And so it's kind of to get to know the people we'll be facing off against at the table in the future.
All right. Mother, anything you can think to add to that?
Much detail. So current situation or too much. Well, okay, so on why the dispute is happening. The central dispute appears to be between House Lyrandar, the operators of the airships, and House Orion, the operators of the lightning rail, who have been somewhat stymied by the Bornlands cutting off their lightning rails, and Lyrandar is taking all their business, so they're mad. And then House Bedalis, appears to be somehow embroiled in this, maybe egging one or the other on. Lyrandar, I believe, is headquartered somewhat near here. So we're trying to resolve the dispute between them to avoid all-out war. And there's an associated juice canoe there, looks like. Also, we're hoping to get staff depoisoned due to certain events.
I thought you hadn't cast that yet?
No.
Not yet.
Okay.
And do we know she's poisoned?
Yeah.
Yes.
I believe we do.
Well, she has
We
told us
suspect.
she is. I have not magically verified, but there's no reason to suspect otherwise.
Yeah, it's not like if you use the spell and she's not poisoned that it's going to actually cause harm or anything.
Right.
So we're going to do that, and we have yet to get her actual assignment that will be for this
At this
party.
party.
Also, Tomas wanted us to do something at this party, which was, I believe, was it volume 2 of the history of Corvair, was it? To find this other person.
That felt more like a code than anything else.
Yeah.
All right.
At any rate,
You definitely,
gave us volume
definitely added quite a bit there, Mother. So thank you. Saf, what are we missing?
Oh God.
There's a reason I had you go last, by the way.
So, I mean, Chris did a pretty good job. I don't know. Yes, yeah, we're here for whatever because the two houses are fighting. We're sent to kind of facilitate the conversation. We spoke to Nikolai. He is setting up a meeting for us with the king, and basically we're invited to a party to go snooze about and meet everyone. And then he said that's going to come later. I was glad that I wasn't going to be the one to bring up Thomas because I'm Tomas. That's been fun. I'm trying to think. Yes, we have to get the book. I haven't told them what we need to do the other thing. We're going to go get suits and dresses, probably. And we are staying here because you guys were told to come here from another person, not because the first place was suspicious. I'm trying to think of what else you said that was fun.
I mean, that's that. So, a real quick point on that. Jeannie, you'd mentioned you thought that's where Nikolai told you to go. And a slight correction to that is where he told you to go. However, you guys received a note supposedly from him to meet at a fountain. And as it turns out, that note was not from Nikolai.
Yeah.
And so that's why you guys got suspicious about that inn.
And it was while we were in prison that we found out about this one.
Mm-hmm.
And what else? Nikolai told us.
No, I thought it was after prison. I thought when we went to go talk to that ogre guy, he told us.
They said
the president told us about the ogre to go meet him.
Yep. Yeah. That event definitely kind of led to the to here. Bonus points for anyone that remembers the ogre's name.
Grimgar.
Grimgar.
Something like that.
I love it. Yeah.
Gormag.
Garangar, is that what that is?
Gorangar.
Garangar, close.
Okay, so where we last left off, as Lob had said, Lob has crashed, and he is going to require at least 4 hours of sleep to remove his point of exhaustion.
I mean, we can just buy him what we think he'd look nice in, and then he doesn't have a say in it.
Now, as we left last season, or the last session,
it'll be frilly.
Mother was going to carry Lob up to Lob's room, and we stopped there. So we'll pick up. Nikolai has departed. Lob has passed out, and this is where we pick up.
I wonder how much it would cost to hire a tailor to come here, so that Lob wakes
up. Why don't we just wake him up? Measured. I want to go over to the bartender.
Do you want to kill people?
We already killed one of them.
This is how you kill people.
Are you talking to me?
No, I'm talking to Jeremy. I mean, I'm talking to Jeremy. Lob wakes up and there's someone measuring his inseam. What do you think's gonna happen?
He's gonna measure someone else's inseam with his sword. Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
I want to go to the.
We got a couple days, I think.
A bartender.
Or was it tonight?
Well, we need to get it done. The party's in 2 days. but we need to get them fitted. We need to get fitted as soon as possible because they're
they have to construct the
basically
code and
Nikolai
stuff.
called in a favor to get us
Yep. I
in.
remember now.
So I'm going to go to the bartender, and
Okay.
I'm going to ask her for if they have a very, very, very ice cold water.
Too bad she's dead.
There's spoons, so you're not getting away that easily.
Speaking of that, I'll go ahead and pause so you guys can move your tokens if you like.
And resurrect the bartender.
All right. So oh wow, it is doing damage. I thought I turned that off.
It's okay.
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 Random.
So you head over there. And that's 4 damage. How are you guys doing that?
Doing what?
Mother was
How did
practicing.
you actually? Yeah, but how did you actually do damage?
I think he just clicked on one of his abilities.
I targeted and they used it and it applied it automatically.
Apparently, pausing only prevents you from moving.
Yeah, but I have it set. I wonder if it auto applies after a certain time.
I don't know.
Oh yeah, because you weren't here, so maybe.
He was in the game though.
But he was on a different layer.
Well, I was logged into the game, but I wasn't here. That's interesting. Auto fast forward attack. Auto roll damage, but no auto fast forward damage. No auto fast forward damage. That's interesting. Annotate. Interesting. Well, don't kill any more bartenders, all right? All right. So she comes over and you make your request, and she just kind of looks at you, gives a like a nod, and says, "Yes, one moment." And she goes over and uses this like little machine, and as she uses it, there's almost like steam coming off of it, and she fills up tankard and brings it over, and it's steaming, but
So
it's
cold?
because it's cold, right? So it's like nearly frozen. It's so cold. So she hands it over to you.
Maybe a towel if you have one.
Of course. And she leans under the counter and hands you one of her towels.
All right. Thank you so much. And I'm going to go over to Lob
Oh no.
and move his head so it's laying back and pour it on his face.
I thought she's gonna put the towel down first
waterboarding
and
him.
waterboard him.
Damn! Should have. No. I guess you won't be that mean.
Oh, does that wake me up?
Yeah, I'm gonna say that's gonna wake you up. It's pretty damn cold.
You decided to stay up all night. We have business, so you have to stay up even longer until we get what we need to get done.
I just give Saf an evil look.
I throw the towel at him. Clean yourself up and let's go.
I moved out of the splash zone in case he tried to shake
Oh,
up all
yeah.
the water.
I take the towel and I wipe the water off my face, and then go over to the bar and ask for a double of what I had last night.
Oh my god.
She raises an eye, heads over, grabs a couple of bottles off like a top shelf, pours a double, and heads back over and just kind of gives it to you with a look of concern.
Okay. Where, is the bottle nearby?
No, she left it back over
All right.
here.
I grab the. Is it in a glass or a tankard?
Yeah, it's in like a glass.
I take a glass in one hand, and then with the other hand, I kind of like motion for the bottle. Like,
No,
bring the bottle.
no.
Bring the bottle.
Nope. No. Thank you. This is enough. No. We need to get going.
She kind of looks between you two, and she says,
Who's
How's you-
more scarier? Or the little girl? Intimidate.
and go ahead.
Oh.
Apparently the girl. She looks at you.
He's
She looks at
soaking wet.
Sass.
He looks pitiful and tired.
Yeah, he does. He's obviously exhausted. She just kind of looks at.
It is, because it rolled with disadvantage, so.
Yeah, she rolls with, or she looks at Saf, kind of winks, and she just says, free bit of advice, my dear. Always do what the ladies ask. And with that, she kind of just gets away. She comes over here and...
I just down the double.
Okay.
And then after I'm done, I'm like, lead on.
Do we have an address?
You do. You have directions to get to the shop. Are you guys going there first? The other thing I wanted to just kind of point out to you guys is you do have some time before the party or ball, and you do have. I mean, your party treasure is
Yeah, we want to.
looking pretty.
We want to sell some of that stuff. We were talking about that before you got in the chat.
But it's also looking pretty sparse compared to the other team. I really have not been very open-handed with y'all.
But again, we haven't been fighting anything, so
Yeah,
we
we
haven't
haven't
really
got
had
through
an
the
opportunity
dungeon
to
either.
get stuff
Right, exactly.
without someone outwardly being like, "Here's thousands of gold,"
Yeah, just
for
a random,
no
a
reason.
random
Well,
passerby.
you do have a favor from Tim Curry, which the other team does not. So you
Yeah.
have no idea the true value of that. So
That's true.
Tim Curry.
Chris, what do you have for armor right now?
Flint mail.
So we have half plate in the inventory. Half plate
That's
plus one.
medium armor. I'm not sure.
Oh, do you have the feet? Is half plate medium?
Yes. That's why I didn't take it. I have heavy.
How is half plate? What else is in the heavy category? Besides plate.
Oh gosh.
I'm still thinking.
I
other
feel like
editions
we've
where
gone over
half
this
plate
like
and
4
plate-
times.
Probably, but I'm deluded
You
by the
don't
old
like
editions
players
where
in it.
half plate was the next step down from plate.
Well, Bob might depend on. See, part of it is I don't have a death bonus, so medium armor doesn't mean no good. But
There's
if
no such.
Bob
Oh, yes, half plate.
Oh,
is
ring, chain,
medium.
splint, and plate. Yeah, okay. Yeah, half plate is the highest of medium.
medium.
It's better AC than. Well, yeah, better AC than the ring mail, which is heavy. But you get your dice.
I mean, is that not work good for Dalvash?
I don't think I wear medium.
I don't know if well,
Yeah, I
Rangers
just
can wear
looked and
medium.
you do. Rangers can wear light, medium, and shield.
Yeah, but it caps out your dex bonus at 2 for anything in your.
Also, it gives
Okay.
me a disadvantage to stealth.
Yep.
Does it? Okay.
Both
that
of
would
those
make
do
sense.
actually have. plate and scale.
Well, the dex bonus thing is
Oh, yeah.
just for AC.
AFK for a second.
Okay.
What was that?
Wait, what
Chris?
am I wearing? Scale mail?
No, we have scale and half plate in the inventory.
No, what am I wearing? No.
I don't know.
Leather.
Leather?
Which
Yeah.
is light, yeah. What's your
It's
dex
11.
mod?
My dex mod's 4, so that's
Yeah, so
15.
if you had
A half plate
studded,
would give me 15, 16, 17. They'll give me 2 more points of armor.
18.
Yeah,
But
but if
disadvantage.
you, but if you found a set of studded, you'd have the same AC without the
Do you have-
stealth modifier.
Pass without a trace, because that could help nix that if we need to stealth.
Yeah, but that's
That's
limited by the
You
number
should
of
as a
slots he
ranger.
has a day.
don't.
It's higher
Is that
level.
a first level spell?
It's not.
I
think
believe
it's second.
so.
No, I think it's second.
Oh. That's probably why I don't have it.
So you will eventually.
Yeah.
Seeing as we're supposed to have 4 more levels, so.
Yeah, I should have it already. No response from the DM.
What? Sorry, I didn't realize that was something for me. What
Nothing.
was?
Nothing. I was giving you shit.
Oh, jeez.
Well, the scale might be useful for Lob if he just has, what is it? Wait, no, the +1 half plate might be useful for him if he's wearing chainmail now.
It depends on if he has a bonus from or any kind of feats or anything that give you modifiers for heavy armor.
Who, me? Sure.
Yeah, you.
What about?
Is there a reason why you have to wear heavy armor?
There isn't, but my dex sucks.
Okay.
So, in the end, what I have is still better.
Right, you said what? Chainmail, which is 16. Half plate is 15 plus dex. It said +1 half plate.
Plus-
So if you don't have a dex mod, it's exactly the same.
Yep.
I got it. And we can sell that half plate for a lot of money. That is worth way more than chainmail is.
Yeah.
And we can, because Chris wants to get something heavier as well. Although
Yeah.
plate is 1500. There's no way we have enough.
So,
money for that.
Doesn't he
So
have an armor class
basically-
of like 20 already?
yeah. What I was
Oh,
just
yeah.
gonna say is basically Mother's not gonna be happy until he has an armor class of like 26.
Right.
Is that what I'm hearing?
Be thankful I didn't take heavy armor master.
Yeah.
And I thought the bounded
That is
accuracy
true.
was supposed to cap you at 20 AC anyway. Weird.
Now, if I just had 750 days to make my own. Wait, now.
You don't.
760 days.
Jeez.
That's what the PHP says for crafting that.
Good lord.
Yeah, that's weird.
Xanathars might reduce it, but still. But maybe if
Alright.
I could use my cleric feature to make parts of it. Anyway, yeah, I do suggest we sell this stuff and see if there's
All right.
anything
So
else.
where are you guys going first?
How close
Please sell
is...
the stuff first.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how close is the tailor to like the general market?
There would probably be some markets close by, but if the tailor is,
What is happening?
I don't know.
Sorry, I was moving shit.
The tailor is on the fancier side of things.
Okay.
So there might be like, I don't know how close they'd be, but you might have to go a ways, to find a shop that might be interested in purchasing magical armor.
We should have had our handler do it. Should have given it to him and give him a task. We'll go sell these. We have a bag of holding, right, that we're carrying the stuff around in?
Oh yeah, yep.
Okay. Now, is it across town? Like, are we getting a horse and carriage to get over there?
You could. I mean, you could also like walk.
Hop the subway, take the beeline to the. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I've been in New York too long. What?
We could get flying brooms.
There is that option, but
sure.
Why don't we just walk?
Yeah, we could.
it's a bit of a distance, and it would be pretty easy to hail down a carriage.
All right.
And there is
We're gonna head to the Taylor
a
first.
carriage with a massive mage-bred horse. So it's this ginormous, like, 6-person carriage pulled by a single massive horse.
Now, we weren't given money for this. They just know we're coming and they know what we need, right?
Correct. So Nikolai told you that the payment had been arranged.
Okay.
So you tell the driver where you're headed. You all hop into the carriage and away you go. And you pass through this section of Fairhaven where you guys are, which is a little more, it's like the older district. And you soon head into a much newer, much more posh side of town. But it is closer towards the line of delineation where Old Town and New Town kind of get separated. And so you're on the older part of the New Town. Okay. And as it pulls in front, you see a fairly large shop, and you guys head in. And as a little bell, as a little bell rings, you guys make it inside. And as soon as you do, you are greeted by all right.
Mon Dieu, touche
No. Whoa.
Is that a Minotaur?
It is, and it was supposed to be without a background.
It's a
so
minute, Taylor.
Boo to that.
That pincushion on him, he's a Pinotaur.
Oh, this is where Brontes ended up.
Poor Brontes.
He says, "Hey, what's going on, you fuckers?"
Okay, let's try this again.
Brontes is a Cyclops. Oops.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I'm like, I don't even. Sure. He's now a Minotaur. And this is the tailor shop. Perfect.
Yep.
So before we start gathering up clothing, did anyone want to actually use the hat of disguise so they're not actually leaving any equipment behind?
Well, they said that there's the military and stuff's going to be there, so us having stuff isn't going to be out of place.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
But the military has a fine dress uniform, usually.
Well, I can hide.
And ceremonial weapons instead of real weapons.
Oh, there it goes. Ah! He's so tall!
All right.
Now he's floating. Oh, there we go.
All right. So as you guys step into the shop, a pretty massive minotaur steps from around the side.
I'll give him a very formal bow.
As he approaches you, he kind of looks you all over, and you can't really tell much because he's working on something behind the counter. He looks you all over, and then he just kind of like moves his spectacles down just a little bit, and he says, "Did you get a group rate? There are."
We're here for our gala ball montage.
Fitting montage, yeah.
Fitting montage.
He looks at you. Ah, yes, Nikolai seen you. Yes.
Indeed.
Yes.
And with that, he sets down what he was working on, and he hits a bell. And as he does,
Does he have a name?
he has not given it.
No name tag, that would be very gauche.
Yeah. As he does, another
Look at this guy. Comes with
guy
his
steps
his
out.
own dress mummy.
All
next
lights.
to him.
And as he comes out of the back of the shop, he looks quite exasperated to have been summoned by Bell. And as he comes out, and he just looks, he's only focused on the Minotaur, and he just says to him, "What is it? I told you I was busy. Don't you see? We have many things." Oh, what is this? And he stops, he looks, and he just claps his hands together, and he walks straight up to Lob, and he says, "Oh, magnifique! Yes, I can do so much with your rugged good looks." And he looks over towards Dalavash. "Oh, this is just going to be a perfect day. Tell me, who do we fit first?"
You
The
should perhaps
Minotaur.
start with Lob. He's going to be the biggest challenge.
"Oh, I have no doubt that I can tame this one. Yes." And the Minotaur just kind of looks over with just, and you can see it, even though facial expressions don't always transcend species. You can just see the eye roll and the lack of patience, and he just says, "Vernon, enough. We have guests and we have job to do. You will head to the back and fetch me my my setup for measurements. Yes, quick, go." With a very exasperated eye roll, he just says, Fine," and he just looks at Lob and Dalavash and gives you both a wink, and he says, "You two stay here. I will be right back. Yes." And he just kind of runs out of the room to fetch whatever the other guy was asking for. The Minotaur kind of looks at you guys, and he's just like, "My apologies. He is very good at what he does, but he is difficult to rein in. Yes."
He seems rather exuberant about his job.
Indeed. Nikolai has said that you are to attend the governor's party. Yes?
Yes. We need to look the part.
And you must be... He looks towards you, Dove. You must be Yizdov. Yes?
Yes. Tonight I will be playing the
Then...
role of Grand Ambassador, or whatever it was. Grand Arbiter.
Arbiter.
Not tonight. 2 days from now.
So I'm going to stop you there.
Okay.
You
would I not say
don't
that?
think there is any affiliation to the 12 with this Taylor.
Oh, okay.
So probably
So that wouldn't
not a
mean
good
anything
idea.
to him.
So you,
Okay.
well, more importantly, you are a Grand Arbiter. You're not playing a part.
Right.
According
I
to
know,
him,
I know. When I said
you
it, I was
are.
like, that's
You
not
are a
right.
dignitary. So just
Yeah.
you would know who you can, play around with and who you can't. I just realized my video's not on.
I was gonna say something, but I didn't want to interrupt the game.
Yeah. Oh no!
It's tiny.
You're so short.
I am sinking. Help! Help! There we go. Standing desk time. Okay. So the Minotaur turns to you, Dove, and he just says, Nikolai has given us designs suitable to one of your station. Hold on 1 second. I gotta turn these lights down. They're blinding me. All right, that's better.
Do we have choices,
Do
or is it
you-
a set pattern?
It is. Do you wish to have the formal robes of the of a Grand Arbiter?
I kind of look at the rest of
Any
the
ki-
group.
I would say so, I guess.
This isn't,
Yeah.
Well, it isn't an official function. It's more of a meet and greet. So I think.
But I think if Nicole, if he suggested it, you should probably do it.
Well, it
He
sounds,
just said he gave him designs.
yeah, it sounds like he's making suggestions for it.
Then the formal robes.
I don't think formal is appropriate for what we're doing. I may need them in the future, but for this particular party, I don't think so. I'm saying this to the rest of the group. But then again, I have solutions should we overdo it. Tapping my hat. Even if I
What
have
does your hat look like?
Right now, it probably doesn't look like a hat at all. It's probably more of like a little circlet or something very unobtrusive.
Yeah. So I would say you guys would probably have, I know we kind of talked about it a little bit. You would have a pretty good idea of, because you probably played as an arbiter before. Maybe not necessarily a grand arbiter.
Right. Maybe not to a king or a prince.
Yeah. Right. But you've been to like formal events with state dignitaries before.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily a party, but on those occasions you're decked out in full regalia.
Okay.
Which is typically the robes, like not a little more colorful than like what a judge would wear.
Okay. Because I wouldn't want to show up looking like I'm ready to officiate something when it's just somebody's, gala or something like that. I wouldn't want to act like I'm trying to draw attention.
But it's also not a bad idea to let everyone know who you are.
Okay. Then I suppose that would be appropriate.
And for your, and he kind of just moves his hand to the rest. Retainers.
Whatever they feel is comfortable and appropriate, and whatever you deem is the right style for the day.
What are you wearing, Dove?
What am I wearing right now? Probably just
Yeah,
my,
like what
my
is
traveling outfit, just leather armor and general traveling clothes.
okay. So at that point, his compatriot comes back into the room, full of different materials. He's got tapes and things like that. Just armful of stuff. As he quickly sets it down on the table, and everyone just kind of watches as he is this whirlwind of activity setting up. In the center of the room, there is a small dais, like just like a circular platform that's only about maybe a foot, probably a little bit less than a foot and a half tall. And so as he gets everything set up, they also do have like a dummy or like a mannequin, like he's holding, as they're putting cloths and things like that. The Minotaur motions for you, Dove, to
Stand on
ascend.
the platform. Okay.
Yep.
I'll step up and assume the T pose of measurement.
As he is looking, he has a sheet, like a few sheets of paper that most likely were given to him by Nikolai. And as he kind of goes through them, his assistant begins like getting you ready, going through the motions for that, and he just says to you, "Oh my gosh, this hair is beautiful. Please tell me you are not going with anything so ugly as the robes that they give to us. You must have color. You must have a pop. You cannot go with that nasty plain outfit. Tell me you are not going with that.
Is he
Please, I
talking to me
beg of
about the
you."
robes?
He's talking to you, and he's not being quiet about it.
Right.
As this is going on, he just the Minotaur like puts down his puts down the papers, grabs his glasses off of the bridge of his like muzzle there, and he just kind of like massages in between his eyes
His
and
visible
his nose.
exasperation at this guy.
He's just kind of shaking his head, and he just says, "I believe that we can, on such an important occasion as this, I believe that we can do better than this pattern." And he just kind of glares at his assistant, who just goes, "Yes! Yes, I knew we could do it! It's so bland, so boring! We do not want this, yes! I will fetch! I know just the pattern! I will be right back!" As he runs off into the back. So as you kind of go through, the Minotaur is kind of just taking your measurements and things like that. He's asking you a couple questions and stuff like that. And eventually, his assistant comes back with many different bolts of cloth, as well as joining functions. And I would say that they're probably going to put together more like I would guess probably more like a bit of like a shawl or something. Something that can be worn to accentuate a dress or a gown,
Okay.
that will still have the elements of the arbiter's robes, still display your rank and insignia, but also allow
But more elegant, more dress.
more elegant. Exactly.
Okay.
And so they kind of put that together in a bit of a mock-up, and kind of talk through the everything that the Minotaur is suggesting. His assistant has like 5 different. "Oh, we can do this. Oh, this. Oh, but wait. No, that is no good. no, trust me, see this. And he's just, they're working together, they're shouting, they're arguing, but eventually they give you a pretty good mock-up.
Okay.
And I would say feel free to describe or change it as you fit, because they work with you pretty well to get something. But I imagine this just like, if not a shawl, maybe like a stole, right?
Mhm.
Something that has the elements, and then now,
I will also alert them to my glamour weave bits that I have and see if we can work a way to work that into the outfit to enhance it in other ways as well.
oh, but of course, and all of our fabrics here have elements of glamour weave. I will show
little
you how.
little sparks of red and gold off my shoulders and stuff like that.
Things that you can change, subtle accents and things like that, and he shows you how you can pair it up. But he finally asks you, will you be needing a gown as well? Yes, this assistant, he just kind of like holds up a fist and just.
If Nikolai has forwarded the funds for such a gown, then I am all for it.
All right. So at that point, they kind of go through and help you pick out like the gown or et cetera that you want, and you're pretty satisfied. So
Okay.
you've got an outfit,
And I
you've
shower
got
them
the
with compliments and
accessories,
and encouragement.
okay. As soon as they've got you set, the Minotaur starts looking around, and as soon as he does kind of like looking for that next person, his assistant, Vern, rushes and starts dragging Lob. Oh, he's next! He's next! This one, please! And he's literally dragging you, but I'm not sure if he's able to budge you.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
So he's hauling on you.
I let him lead me.
Okay.
But I'm also half asleep, so I'm very docile.
All right. They get you up there, and are you wearing? So what are you wearing? Are you wearing your full chainmail?
Just like my armor and maybe an undershirt. Like,
okay.
There's not very much.
Okay. This must go. This is just terrible. And he starts trying to like haul off your chainmail. This pedestrian.
Good luck. It'll take 5 minutes.
Which the Minotaur does assist, and they manage to get that off. So you're down to like your undergarments in there as they work. And the assistant Vern just starts rattling off these like silks and colors. He starts talking about like colors that will accent your beautiful skin. Oh, this color, this would be the perfect pairing. Please, we must try. And he just says, Vern, enough. He deep sighs and he just kind of looks at you and he says, this one is fierce. I think. Yes. Go and fetch, and he starts rattling off some different, materials, the colors and things like that. And his Vern just like, and he just starts swearing, like muttering in a language you're not sure of, as he just storms off into the back. He just slams the door, opens the door, and he just says, "Please excuse Vern. He is overly excited." Now, so he steps out, and I would say for you, Lob, they're probably gonna go with a very military style suit, minus sans like the metals and things like that. However, they take elements of what they created for Dove's Stole and work them in to like drapings and things like that. And he says to you, I would recommend seeing this, and he gives you the name and location of an armor smith.
Oh.
And he says, he will be able to loan and perhaps fit a breastplate that is ornamental breastplate that would accent this very well. You have strong bearing. You are no doubt enforcer type. Yes, give you something that will command authority for the 12. Yes, for your houses. So they get you. It's not colorful. Every fantastic color that Vern threw out, the Minotaur just said no. And so it's more like a somber. I'm gonna say it's like a like almost like a dark navy, or at least a dark blue. And it looks pretty good. It definitely makes Lob look quite distinguished and impressive. And like I said, you have the trappings and fittings to go with it. And then, like you said, he recommended and maybe ornamental blade as well. And he just kind of nods and says, yes, that will do quite nice. See him and he will arrange for the breastplate and the sword.
What's the name of this guy?
And he tells you that it's a shop, and it's the name of the shop is Donegan's Fine Armors.
Is it
or something.
nearby? It's probably the same area of the city.
It's nearby.
All right.
So you kind of get directions, and maybe, just maybe, you would have another, or maybe he would be interested in purchasing as well.
Because once he's
So with
done,
that-
we could head over there while they're doing the rest of their outfits, unless there's a chance that other people are going to need the same stuff from the same guy.
Yeah. And then after Lob is done, Vern immediately grabs Dalavash. He's on his necks, and you will not fight me! You will not fight me! Look at him! He is beautiful! The skin, the hair! This one must pop! And
Got to emphasize his blue steel look.
So he, in this case, though, the Minotaur is a bit more accommodating. Although he still kind of tries to tone down. He turns away the salmon and the fuchsia and the crazy colors, but there's a lot more colors. And with Dalavash, he actually has ranking insignias and makes a bit of a stole as well. So something to complement. But he does not recommend, in this case, he actually has, like, it's almost like a sash. So it's like a formal sash. It's got like an epaulette that ties to the shoulder with a sash in the colors and the ranking, and it's more. It is still kind of military like. But he doesn't recommend the same as far as wearing like a breastplate or anything like that. However, he does say it would look good, but I think this suit is much more dashing. Yes, so you can choose if you have breastplate as well. You can fit, and he shows you how to fit it. But it does look great. And this one has a lot more color. There are like blues and yellows, golds, and I'm talking like a royal blue, slashes down. The trousers are tend to be flaring, but then there are high boots that it tucks in. It looks really good. With everything you got, you're pretty pleased, hopefully, with the results.
Good job, fellas.
What's that? Yeah.
Good job, fellas.
Right.
I give him the thumbs up.
Immediately, Vern kind of looks up at Mother and he says, "You last, you my dear, come." And he leads Saf up onto the thing, and he kind of twirls you around. Look at you, so strong, so tall. You're fierce. I love it. And the Minotaur just kind of looks you over. Now, what are you wearing currently, Saf?
So she would have her armor on as well, and she has like thigh-high boots on that has her like thieves' tools in it, and she has a strap on her leg that has her daggers and like pants and just regular stuff. It's what she would wear every day.
Okay.
And she just kind of gives Dove looks like, help me, help me.
I just wink and smile. I'm enjoying it because I figure I've been through this kind of thing before, and the rest of these guys look uncomfortable dealing with it.
So he kind of spends a while looking at you, and he just says, he says to you, do you prefer gown or uniform?
What do I prefer, or what does she prefer?
What does she prefer?
Probably a gown. It would make more sense. Or do women usually do, like, would it be what's the word? It wouldn't be uncommon to see women in a like suit?
No.
Or would it be okay.
No, I think you would have, particularly in some of the dragon marked houses in particular, like House Deneath, Thrashk, Orion, you would probably see far fewer dresses.
Okay, so I'll go with the suit.
Well, also the type of clothes you're wearing will kind of indicate what you are good at, or what you're, if you're wearing a dress, they're going to assume you're more society and refined and whatever, and if you're wearing pants, they're going to assume you have a real job. That's my take on it.
But the other thing, and this is for you, to think about, is what will you be doing at this party?
Mm-hmm.
I know. That's why it's like, but you could wear a flowy dress. I was gonna say a dress with no sleeves and make it flowy, no high heels, but it would make more sense to be in a suit.
Well,
I think
because we have company here, I'm going to interject and say I recommend the suit. And then I make eye contact with Saf, and I point at my headband, and I point at her. I say, if you want a dress, we can work on something.
Okay.
Because that was something I was thinking this whole time, is if you wanted to wear this...
I'm like, what do I do?
If you wanted to wear this, you could be in a dress and then switch it to what you're actually wearing if you need to go sneak off, and no one would suspect the woman in a dress is actually crawling around on the ceiling or whatever.
So what I would actually recommend to you, Dove, knowing that that's the option, is go with the dress. Let the designer design the dress, design the gown, and then use that as what the Hat of Disguise presents.
Imitates. Yeah, that's
exactly.
True too. Yep.
Because otherwise you're just gonna be on your own to figure it out. So
and then
knowing that you could use it knowing that you can use the Hat of Disguise, I think you would interject and say a gown.
Go with a gown.
Okay.
Yeah.
And at that, Vern just goes into like, like super squeama, like yes, and begins to just be a flurry of activity, and he's just saying, "Oh my dear, you this no, let's try
No
this." So he's
sleeves. No sleeves.
whoa. So he's bringing out corsets and all these different things for you to try on, and
More jewels, lots of jewels.
Oh,
but while in particular, like they're fitting you, he is chiding the men. "Now turn around, you naughty boys! Don't look at this. Go wait over there." And keeping them away,
I've
but
seen
just
it before.
constantly, talking about, this cut and this, and then they finally get you something that's just really nice.
okay.
Again, similar to what Dove, you have now. Do you prefer like a shawl, a stole? Because you wanted sleeveless.
Probably a shawl.
Okay, so something that you can actually wrap around, kind of like loosely over your arms.
Yeah.
That will have the insignia, and they do a great job on the shawl in particular. And then the dress. What color is the dress?
I was thinking either like really dark navy blue, or I was between that and plum. I don't know what color would go good with red.
So I think they find a shade of plum, like a deep.
Yeah.
It's almost like a black purple.
Yeah, that's perfect.
And it looks great between the coloring they use for the shawl, your deep red hair. It looks phenomenal. And so you're pretty pleased with the cut, the shape. They go back and forth between the shape of the bottom, whether it would like fall straight or flare with a bustle and things like that, and they pick you something that looks well but looks formal and elegant. And so then they get everything set with that. And then at the very end, the Minotaur motions for Mother to join, and while he's sitting getting things ready, Vern just kind of paces, and he's circling Mother. He's circling Mother, and he finally stops and he says, "I can't work with these. What is this?" And he starts poking and prodding at your armor. Can we not remove this kind? And the Minotaur just kind of like places his hand on Vern to just kind of calm him down, and he kind of looks, and he says says to you, because you're wearing splint, is that correct?
Flint,
But it's like integrated splint mail.
Mhm.
He says to you, "This is not the first time that I fit of Warforged."
Doesn't Chris kind of look like an older model too?
I don't know. Do you?
I thought that was like the idea that you were one of the older. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, what was it?
A lot of the Warforged are fairly unique. They
True.
definitely went through a lot of iterations, and they also had designs based on the function.
Right.
And so with I would say, I mean, just kind of looking at Mother's picture, I would say that Mother has a very utilitarian look. It's not sleek. It's not. It's and so with the armor, it's he's very bulky. Like he's not a sleek, thin, lithe Warforged, someone made for battle or something like that. And the Minotaur just kind of looks at you and he says, "There is a dignity that I see in those eyes. A calm.
Thank you, sir.
I think yes." And then he rattles some stuff off. Vern just kind of like nods his head and he said, "That might work. I'll be back." And he storms off. And so as he's gone and fitting, the Minotaur kind of goes and drapes a few things, and he says, "Yes. So I would say the same about the plate. I know that you can change your armor, yes?
Affirmative.
I recommend you see Donegan and get something as dignified as you. He can enamel as well, so find a color that will suit your skin."
We'll fully chrome, mother.
When he comes back, he brings out a bunch of stuff, and he says, "I want to showcase." And so what he ends up doing is he ends up getting more. It's not quite a tabard, and not quite like a. But there's elements of both Lob and Dalavash. So he holds up and he makes this like more formal looking sash, but it's not as colorful, not quite as colorful as like Dalavash, but it has the rankings and things like that. And he manages to put together like an ensemble that highlights pieces of your armor, and really the cut and flow. So it kind of looks between like a cross of a tabard with a sash as well. So you have also like the epaulette that sits on your shoulder, but instead of just I guess it would almost be like not quite like a toga, right? But it looks pretty good with the armor. And he says, "Now if this was steel plate, enameled, I recommend." And your skin is actually more of an orange, correct, Mother? Like, is that where you're going with? That's in your picture.
Yeah.
Well, it's like a red, like a rusty red.
Orange. Yeah. Red.
So he's gonna say, I'm trying to think of what like a good color would complement.
Gold or coppery?
What's your picture?
He is going to suggest
Blue would look really nice.
like a blue gray, like a deep blue gray. Because your skin is almost like a brick red, and so he's going to recommend like a blue gray plate. And for the colors of the drape, the toga style drape, he picks like a. I'm going to say a sage, but a light sage. So the deep blue gray, the brick red, and that's what he recommends. Now you can change it, and he shows you how the glamour weave works. If you're not able to do the blue gray, and the toga itself kind of turns into like a blue gray, but your shield will also complement this as well. And so with that, he's kind of worked, and his assistant just kind of flops down on a chair and just says, Well, that is over now. And the Minotaur just kind of looks at me and says, "Don't you have a project to finish, complete, Vern?" Ah, fine. I guess I will go back, but I'm telling you tonight, you will take me to someplace nice. Do you understand me? Then not your mother's place. I'm tired of it. We will go someplace nice. You hear me? Yes, dear. And he just kind of fades out into the back, and he says, "My apologies."
This is the best.
And with that, he says, "Is there anything else that I can do for you or help?"
I look around the room at everyone else, and I look at him and say, "I don't think there is anything else. I think you've done a fine job with what we gave you to work with."
So at this, at this point, I'm going to say time-wise, I'm going to say about I'd say about almost 4 hours have passed. So it's about almost 1 o'clock.
Okay.
And with that, he turns to you and he just says, "I will ensure that all is ready on the morning of the event. You may pick it up here, or if you tell me, we will have it delivered."
What do you guys think?
What time is the event? Is it
2 days from
at
now?
night?
Oh, I'm
But
assuming
like
it's at
night?
evening.
Yeah, it is. It is definitely, without question, an evening event.
Okay.
Probably pick it up.
Yeah, because we're not 100% sure. We're still going to be where we are currently staying.
Yeah.
I know there's been some concern about that.
We can pick it up.
Okay. Yep, picking it up is fine.
All right.
We'll
And so
even
with
try
that,
it on here and get some last minute adjustments.
That's what I was thinking too.
all right. So with that, he bids you farewell, and he tells you that he will make sure that everything is ready for your return.
Right.
So where do you guys want to head next?
We should head to that armory.
Mother needs to go to the armory,
And
doesn't
so
she?
So does Lob.
Don't they?
Well, it was.
I know Lob
proposed.
does.
Yeah.
Are you certain we need ornamental armor?
Maybe it's
Keep
more-
up appearances.
Who said it's just ornamental? If he's an actual armor smith. it may be
What?
functional
You
as
want
well.
to look like a trashy warforged?
You cleaned up nice.
Come on, mother. Don't you want to look your best? Like me?
Do I look non-functional?
You look like crap.
It's not about function, it's about presentation.
Which you should know is important as much as function.
Functional crap. Also, I could do this work myself.
We don't have
And I
700
can't.
days.
Do you not want
No,
it?
we do not.
Very well.
Let's just see what they have to offer. We can always say no. And besides, it's free. You don't often
Think
get
of it,
this
it
kind
could
of
be-
treatment for free.
Multi-use too.
Mm-hmm.
Do it once, you never have to do it again.
Well, if necessary for purpose, shall.
All right, we're doing it. We've
But
talked them into it.
only as much as necessary.
Okay, so you guys head back out, and you have directions to the shop.
Mm-hmm.
And so you head.
Do we have like a letter or something from Nikolai? Because word was passed to the tailor, but word wasn't necessarily passed to the armorer, so we'd have to be able to convey that.
Well,
Or maybe it was.
No, it was not. But you could,
Throw some big words around.
Perhaps a thin metal sheet, properly hammered.
Aluminum foil?
No, but don't forget, you guys are also looking to sell some armor.
Right.
Yes.
And that would be a good place to do it.
Yes.
See, we might actually be able to buy some real deal stuff. That just happens to make you look good.
Indeed.
Workmanship. 1 hour should be sufficient. Think Onatar.
For what?
Divine craftsmanship.
Yeah, that's above my research level. Uh-oh, Lob's passing out.
Do you want me to take you back to the hotel? I don't need armor. Oh, you need armor. You fucking annoyance.
I want to see the armor. I'm excited.
All right, let's drag him over there.
Okay.
Yeah, seriously.
I might be the only one going to this party without actually wearing armor. Because I normally wear leather, but I will leave it behind because hopefully if shit does hit the fan, I won't be involved.
Nobody's gonna hit that phase.
I mean, ideally. Come along. Let's go. Across the street.
There can be accident. Shrapnel.
Okay. Oop. Cancel.
Well, we should. Most of us will be close by.
Right. Well, I mean, not saying this in character, but the majority of what I can do right now is ranged anyway. So I'm support, supposedly.
Okay.
I tend to play offensive bards instead of support bards, but
Well, your inspiration does do damage, so.
That's true. Oh, yeah.
All right, so you guys head on over and walk in to... Oh, son of a gun. Hold on.
Me either.
Me neither.
It has been too long since I worked aboard.
All right, how's that?
Nice.
Okay.
Mom, it's gonna look like a little boy in a candy shop.
Before we go in, I'm gonna grab him by the shoulder and say, "Don't touch anything."
Is that a revolver?
You don't tell me what
It
to
is.
do.
It is a wand.
I
They're wands.
just
Yeah,
did.
yeah, yeah. There's a whole bucket of them down here.
And as you guys head in and kind of make it through...
They have guns?
No, they're
wands. I mean, they are guns, but we're going to pretend they're wands.
They're wands with triggers.
Actually, in Eberron, many of the wands for dueling have the shape.
Yeah.
Have a shape of like a gun. Just
You have to
that
be a
curve.
spellcaster to use one?
I think so.
Yes.
You don't need it.
But a lot of mage rights exists, right? People who study to just cast one spell. They're typically cantrips and things like that. So as you guys walk in,
Could have been an average night.
a very well-dressed
nice.
orc
I like this guy.
appears and looks you over, and he just says, "Welcome to my shop."
Good day, sir. You're well dressed.
Indeed, this is quite an establishment. We have a very particular clientele.
We were sent here by the tailors.
Ah, yes. Vistul is a very good friend. Though
What
I,
is-
Perhaps you could provide a breastplate and perhaps a weapon.
I give him the details that Taylor mentioned. I probably would have a better idea of what they were suggesting we look for, as far as how it would accompany his outfit.
that could be arranged, though of course. I am not in the habit of loaning to non-customers, and he kind of gives you a look.
Well, we may be in the market to purchase said items.
What do you have things that are actually functional?
Indeed.
Meanwhile, yeah, I'm gonna take out the two sets that we're planning on selling, and just kind of set them aside in plain view as I just kind of take them out of the bag of holding. And
He kind of looks at. He looks them over. He kind of gives them a good eye. Not poking and prodding, but he just says, "I think something can be arranged. Are you looking to sell?"
These, yes.
I'm looking to buy.
He just kind of
Not
Or
the ornamental stuff, but some actual, something better than chainmail.
We want form and function.
no doubt. He kind of like snaps his fingers, claps his hands, and a couple of workers come out, and he says, "Take these, clean them, and give set price." And he just kind of nods, and they with your permission, of course. And
Of course.
with that, they take them back into the shop
Okay.
to kind of give him a once over. Now, my friend, and he motions towards Lob. He says, "What can I show you?"
What do you have in my size?
Many things can be fitted and customized. When do you need this by?
2 days. We have a formal meeting with the prince and the houses. I'll just kind of drop that like it's not important.
Yeah. But besides that,
2 days is not much time. There would, of course, be the need to rush the order. Yes.
This is
Let me show you what. So you mentioned that he's looking for like an ornamental breastplate and a sword. And
I think ornamental's the wrong word because he wants something that's actually. You want both?
I want both.
In one item, though,
What
right?
I got too.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
the tailor said that we could possibly loan the ornamental, but
Oh, right.
after this, I want functional.
Right.
So what kind of armor are you looking for?
Well, the only two things that are higher than what I have is splint and full plate.
Splint and full plate. Okay.
Full plate's like 1,500 unless the guy's feeling
It
super
is.
generous.
It is.
Yeah.
But
But are you
selling
looking for
plus
full
one.
plate?
I mean, if the price is right, and if we have the money, I mean, if I have the money, which I don't.
Yeah, I don't either.
Well, if we were to have it as a party, I don't think anyone would have a problem investing in the one that gets up close.
Right. Yeah, the party treasure doesn't have a ton, though, right now.
Splint mail will do.
How much is splint mail?
200.
Oh, wow.
So yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's quite
ring
the
mail,
price
chain mail,
difference.
splint, and plate. But it doesn't say gauntlets, heavy leather boots, visor. Huh.
Hmm.
Yeah, and half plate is the top. Okay, so he'll show you full plate, and he's got a couple variations of splint as well.
In orc sizes?
Yeah, because you're what? You're not that outrageously tall.
No. No, sadly not.
How
You're
tall
what?
are you?
6'2".
6'2", yeah.
Am I taller than you?
I don't think you're taller, but you're close. I think you're 6 foot.
Yeah, well,
Got
orcs
it.
apparently aren't that big.
Damn it.
Yeah, so he's just slightly taller than you. Mother, however, is 6'7".
Yeah, but she's mother. I mean,
And
it's
then
mother.
Dalavash is 6'3", so Dalavash is actually just a scotch taller.
Yeah,
Okay.
but he's hunched all the time from all that guilt.
It weighs heavy on the conscience.
He's a good man. What guilt would he have?
Exactly.
I wouldn't have so much guilt if I didn't run with Lob.
By the way, I'm touching everything, and when the guy's not looking, I lick something,
Oh my god.
and then I look
You?
at Saf, and I'm like, I'm not listening.
All right. So I'm going to say that plate especially is a lot easier, but I would say even the splint mail is pretty easy to adjust it for your size.
Yep.
So he shows you a couple, a suit of full plate that you like, as well as a splint mail. Is anyone else looking for anything? Mother?
Me, potentially, if there is money for it, but
Wow, we have crap for gold.
You really do. So I'm
right.
going to tell you what. So one of his assistants comes back, and he is willing to give you 2,100 for the half plate, and 1,800 for the what was the other ones? The scale mail.
You know,
Actually, wait, hold on. No, it's not that much for the scale mail.
Darn.
Yeah, it's about 800 for the scale mail. So 2,900 gold total if you sell both.
Are we selling both? Are we waiting for Dove to try and
I'd say yes.
negotiate?
But Dove is AFK.
Oh.
If I sold my
Hey, do you guys mind? I got to get my kids in bed. I just realized it's 8:30. So let's take a little bit of a break. I'll be right back.
We can figure it out anyway.
If I was able to sell my splint mail for half its regular value, it would total 3,000, and we could get 2 sets of plate.
For you and for Lob?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm not really looking to get anything, so I wouldn't mind that at all. As long as it's going to help both of you.
Of course, then what do we do for the ornamental stuff? But hey, maybe he'll loan us stuff if we're willing to spend that kind of money.
Yeah.
Of course, I'd always prefer to make my own armor, but I doubt we'll have that kind of time.
Yeah, we will not have that kind of time, I can guarantee it.
Unless I can use my artisan's blessing to create the plate mail piecemeal.
How long would that take?
I think it would take 15 long rests.
Okay, that's not bad, but not gonna help us right now.
Yeah.
So Jeremy, he was
Yes.
willing to give us what was it, 2,100
2,100 or yeah, 2,100 for
the half plate.
Yes,
and 800 for the
for the
split
scale. Yep, and then Chris
mail. Or
said,
scale mail. Yeah,
Okay.
scale mail.
and then Chris suggested,
Oh,
Did I negotiate it up?
no.
Oh, all right.
Well, someone else suggested that, but I could then sell my splint mail for, if I get the half the base price, that'd be another 100, and then we could buy 2 sets of plate mail.
How'd you get splint mail?
I think he started with it. I think he uses starting cash.
As a priest?
So
Starting cash starts with 200 GP?
So we started with an extra 200, and I did starting gold rather than starting
We started with an
equipment.
extra 200?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, we all did, I think.
Except for Lob, apparently.
Alright, except for me, apparently. Because I have like 20 gold.
If you're asking if I am in opposition to this plan, I am not.
No, we just wanted to make. We didn't know, or I didn't know if you wanted to try and barter up, but I didn't know how good of an idea would be with needing to get other stuff.
I can definitely attempt it. And say, these are fine magical items right here that he's offering us. What's it, 800 and 2,100?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's pretty decent money.
We don't have to. We can make it easy.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with just making it easy. But I have the party treasure open. Actually, but I'm going to let someone else do it because...
It's not so much talking up, it's talking down the cost of the plate mail.
Yeah. Yes, that's true. When Nate comes back, I'm leaving.
What?
When we start playing again, because you're being a shithead, I'm leaving the store because I don't need anything.
Where did Nate go? Kids?
He's putting the kids to bed.
His kids to bed.
Ah.
An extra 200 what?
Gold?
Emoji?
Gold.
Oh,
He's
gold.
probably... Hi, Jim, if you're
He's
listening.
in the wrong channel, but yeah. I know
Yes,
what he's
he
talking
is.
about. Yeah, we went from no viewers to 3.
Where's Jim been all day?
I don't know.
I know. I'd say I missed him, but his ego would go to his head, and it's already big enough.
His head or his ego?
I'm gonna inflate it.
He responded.
Yeah.
He's in the correct channel now.
Is something going on in the mood channel? Oh, yeah.
That's where he originally posted because Taco said that I'm amazing or something.
I saw it.
Which is true.
Don't let your ego get so big. Jesus.
It was said. I can't help that it was said, and I can't help that it's true. So, I don't know what you want from me.
Is that 2 Bernies? No.
Just go to Watch Party Jim and ignore Jamie because he's
That is
dumb.
one Bernie, and that is one.
That guy from
The
HBO.
guy that. Yeah.
I had to lean in to see it, yeah.
I can't
Okay.
think of his name now.
But he does. But he does on SNL. He does Bernie.
Ah. I should give Nate my Bernie token. I think I can play
Please don't. Please don't.
What's wrong with
Oh.
hidden
Don't do that.
Bernies? Crouching
Don't do
Tiger,
that.
Hidden Bernie.
Oh yeah, that's what's his
Pop and
name?
Bernie.
Yeah.
Healthcare is a basic human right.
You get one free resurrection.
Everyone deserves a free resurrection.
All right, everyone back.
Yes.
All right,
And
I
so-
before you start,
You've been informed. Okay.
Yep.
So he says to you that he'll give you a total of 2,900 gold for both.
Yep. Mother is offering to sell its splint mail. Was it splint?
Yes.
To round it up to 3,000.
No negotiating.
Oh no! The negotiating is going to come when we go to buy stuff.
Okay.
We were talking about that.
He kind of looks over and walks around Mother, and he says, "It is acceptable."
Contingent upon if we get new skin.
Very well.
Let's see what you're
so-
offering.
What are you guys looking to buy?
Plate.
Just full plate?
I think
You're
it's
gonna
too
buy
expensive to
me
get it
full
magical.
plates?
Are you both getting full plate?
I think that's the goal.
You could.
That's what I like.
because of
All right.
Lob.
But
So-
we're not paying full price.
Anyone else wanting anything?
I
Dalavash?
don't need anything. Yeah, Dalavash
No.
maybe. No?
Because I
think so.
think now Saf, again, you have some of the same limitations, but you do have. Oh, never mind. You're just light armor and shields. I was gonna say I thought you had other. You do have other weapon proficiencies that are not common to a rogue, including a longbow, warhammer, light hammer. So you definitely have access to a little bit more than your typical rogue.
Do you have a longbow, Dalavash?
Yeah.
How much does that cost?
Ask this guy. He sells them, I bet.
does.
I don't even remember.
So a typical longbow would cost about 50 gold.
Okay, I don't even know.
That checks.
And
Yeah.
then
And you
Does
need
it?
arrows. I don't think
studded
it was-
leather
I
as
don't think it was
well.
the same arrows.
Are you mother down?
And like I think both of you are just wearing leather,
Yeah.
Yeah.
not like so you could
be able to studded
upgrade
upgrade, yeah.
to
It'd still be in
studded
light.
leather.
How much does
Now-
that cost?
Could upgrade to a chain shirt, even.
Well, see, we're gonna get
Oh,
two
there's
sets
a
of
dex
plate.
mod, though.
We're gonna get two
Yeah.
sets of plate. We're gonna get two studded leathers. Oh, there's a studded. Yeah, studded has. No
Studded lets you
armor
keep
mod.
your dex mod.
Yeah.
It's still
Yeah.
considered light. And so you would get 12 plus your dex. I think that's the highest you can go with light armor.
So we want to trade these two magical sets plus the 3 mundane sets we're getting rid of. 4? We want to we
Who all's getting studded?
right. Who's if we get studded for those two, for the 2 light armor people, and the bow, and the 2 sets of plate, and we sell the 2 magical sets plus the 2 regular sets of leather, and Chris's splint. If we can get even Steven on those as a trade, then I'd call that a day. Instead of trying
Sure.
to calculate how much each piece of armor costs, I think it already ends up being a bonus in our favor, and I'm ready to roll some dice if necessary.
I mean, I don't necessarily need a bow, but I've been thinking about it.
It'll increase your damage, D8 from D6.
And I can be farther away.
Mm-hmm.
Even though that's not usually what I do.
Well, if we're
All right.
closing the distance, or if something's closing the distance on us, if you can down a couple on their way, that helps.
True.
All right, so he totals everything up. So with everything, you're looking at 3120 for base plate mail, and he'll give you 3,000 for everything that you're trading in. So you would owe 120, and that would get you 2 sets of studded leather, 2 sets of full plate, and a longbow and 20 arrows.
I don't think we owe him anything.
You can try for it?
I think I am going to attempt to persuade him that that is an unnecessary complication, and it's just going to be easier on everybody's bookkeeping if we just make an even swap and call it a day.
All right. Roll. What are you rolling?
Persuasion.
Persuasion.
How's it?
Pretty
26
good.
for you.
Let's see here.
Holy shit.
And I'll just mention that we'll spread the word while we're at the Prince's Gala about where we got the armor and stuff. That may not be true, but
So he kind of hems and haws. And he says, that could probably be arranged. However,
yes. Suddenly a exclamation mark appears above his head. Damn it.
Yeah, hold on. I just found this.
And it's a blue one, so we have to do it multiple times.
If we must work for him, I can teach you.
I'm not getting
So
these hands dirty.
he says that could probably be arranged. But let me show you this. And he pulls out a really fine. Oh, were you still looking to get a ceremonial sword, Lob? I forgot about that piece.
Oh yeah, we didn't even get.
I thought the ceremonial stuff was gonna be on loan.
Well, he's showing you stuff that would be functional. If you want like a ceremonial longsword, then that could probably be arranged.
No, fuck that shit. I don't do long swords.
He pulls out he takes you over to a corner of the store, and there is a just beautiful set of studded leather. And he says, these would be much nicer, yes? Just so much better than the standard stock. I could let this go for 2,000.
By itself.
in addition to the trade for the others.
Well, out of character, taking a quick look at our party treasure. We don't have anywhere close to that.
Yep.
So I will make a show of considering it, even though I know there's no way we can afford it. And then I just say, as intriguing as your offer is, I'm afraid we will have to decline at this time.
He looks over Dalavash and Sathiel, and he says, but this would serve either of you so much better. It allows full range of motion, but it confers magical protections.
Alas, we are not equipped financially to purchase that at this time.
Keep it in mind if I do come into the money.
Of course. I was
Well.
thinking that as well.
But this is no ordinary set. Try it on. He motions towards you, Dalvash.
I'll grudgingly try it on.
All right. So after he gets it fitted and strapped down, doesn't take too long.
Watch it be cursed now.
He just says,
It's
he
yours.
just says, he holds up a card and he says, "Speak this word." And the word is mystify.
Okay. Mystify.
And immediately the armor changes into like an ornamental like mithril looking full chain shirt.
Glamored.
You see, it is no ordinary armor and can be quite deceptive to your opponents.
If we don't get the studded leathers or the bow or the arrows, would you get that instead?
It still costs almost as much as
Costs
the 2
way
sets
more
of
than
plate
what we can
mail.
afford.
Yeah.
He just seems to want to
He-
get rid of it.
He turns to Lob and he says, "Do you mind
Yes.
if I ask, what tribe were you from?"
Ooh. Do we, the rest of the group, know much about Lob's history?
That's up to Lob.
Yeah, I was just
Yeah.
kind of asking Jamie.
I'm gonna have to, hold on a second. I was not prepared for that.
For shame, it's not in your. No, it's in your. It is in your biography tab.
It is, but I'm old and I have a horrible memory.
In the Soviet Russia, players is not prepared for DM's actions. If we have the money, I might be tempted to suggest getting the studded rather than one of the plates.
Mudtooth clan is what I see in your back.
Yep. Mudtooth.
Would you have any markings to signify that? Tattoos?
Yes, I would have a tattoo.
So visible?
Yes, it's probably on my bicep.
Okay. So when you say that, his eyes, like, very briefly, like, widen. You can see him react, and he nods to your tattoo, and he says, "I thought as much."
What do you know of the Mudtooth?
I am not from the marches, but my father was.
What clan are you from?
We are from the clan of Spine Tooth. No, I'm not gonna say Spine Tooth.
Spy tooth.
Mudtooth?
Tusk tooth.
Ford.
Shoot, I wasn't prepared for that question. I'm gonna say,
Just throw two random words together.
right.
Moon,
I'm gonna go with,
What moon unit?
Broken spear.
Moon.
no, the
Moon.
Jesus Christ.
Moontooth.
Quiet, you. No tooth.
Griffin.
The Rockheart clan.
Rockhart.
You would.
Not sure I know that clan.
We are not on the edges, but my father knew a member of your clan. Spoke very highly. He was quite distraught when he heard. I thought there were none of those survivors left.
There aren't. I'm the last one.
Your reputation, your clan's reputation, was well known to members of my clan. And you all look quite formidable, as he kind of rests his hands on like the insides of his vest, and he kind of looks you over.
Is Saf still here?
Yeah, I didn't end up leaving, but at one point I probably like when he started talking to you, like shimmied my way next to you in a defensive way in case he was gonna like kind of like the opposite of the other night, but just
Like
kind
he
of
was gonna shiv me?
like if something's gonna happen, she's right there. If he's gonna
Alright.
talk shit, but
Alright. I turn to Saf and I go, she's an honorary clanmate. And I give her a big bear hug and lift her off the ground.
Yeah.
He inclines his head towards you, Saf. And he says to you, I hope you understand the honor that carries.
I do. And she turns around and she'll just like pull her shirt down, and they have a matching tattoo, so hers is on her back
Nice.
shoulder blade.
Nice.
And she looks Lob. She turns to Lob dead in the eyes and says, "I understand, and it's very important to me." And turns back to him.
You all look quite formidable. I would ask a favor. If you choose to do this favor, you can have the armor that you wear.
Before or after the favor?
The day, he just kind of like puffs up his chest, and he says, the day that the Mudtooth clan cannot be trusted is not this day. You can have it before.
What is this task?
I have a problem. Do you know?
The Muffin Man.
That went through my head, but I didn't say it.
Hold on one second. I already.
Yeah, he lives on Brewery Lane.
I haven't actually. Hold on, here we go. I haven't taken everything from. From freaking whatchamacallit city.
See, I was just helping him. It's fine.
You're buying time.
Exactly. Make everyone laugh so you can look up his notes. You could just send them to me, you know. You could just send me your notes, and then you wouldn't have to remember.
And then Hunter's running the game.
I don't know about that.
There it is, Fairhaven. There it is. All right. So he turns to you and he says, "Do you know of the Dark Daggers,
Do we know of the Dark Daggers?
Seth?"
Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
We've had the misfortune of meeting them. Yes.
The he kind of walks you
I
guys.
sense a conflict here.
He kind of walks you guys over to like a more out of the way corner, and he turns to you and he says, "I am being pressured to sell. I have an issue with an outstanding debt. My debt was not originally to the Dark Daggers, but apparently it was sold." And he just kind of like you can sense just like his rage and frustration. "I thought that I was dealing with someone reputable.
Can you tell us who it
I made a
was?
mistake. I've gotten word from the leader that I've been visited many times by members of the guild. But I need you to get something for me. If you were to find this item, I'm told that it would offset my debt completely."
What's the item?
The item, well, it is... Shit, how do you do the... Never mind. The item is a book. I'm not...
Where is this book located? And what is it titled?
That is the big the issue itself. The book is in the set of in the ruins outside of Fairhaven.
Outside of Fairhaven.
As far as he knows.
Gives us something to do for 2 days.
There is an old temple.
I kind of look at Mother at the mention of a temple.
But the temple was said to be raised to the 6 and was destroyed long before the last war.
I'm game for something to do for a few days. If you guys are.
Yeah. Definitely.
Sarmer's pretty nice.
This book concerns me.
And you don't have a title?
I do not know. Hold on. I have a drawing of the runes that appear. One moment, and he heads back into the back office, and he comes out with like a sealed envelope. Now, Saf, you recognize the seal right away. It looks pretty much identical to the one that was on the letter you received. And he opens it up, and he kind of like unrolls it, and he shuffles a couple papers, and then he says, "Here," and he hands you a drawing of what just looks like a set of runes set in like a triangle formation, but they go all along the edges of the triangle, so it's just this continuous text that forms a triangle. And I mean, anyone who's looking at it is welcome to roll a history if they're trained.
History or Arcana. I don't have religion.
Oh, what a terrible roll.
Damn it.
Oh, well. Can I spend my inspiration?
I mean, we are at the end of the game, right?
Yeah.
Sure, why not? Oh, shit.
So how many of you have history trained?
Me?
I do.
Mother and Dove, both of you?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you have
And
to
as
have
a bard, I
train?
technically
have
have
to have a train.
everything at half.
Nice. Okay, so Mother. Damn it, my party overview's not working. What? I gotta look at what languages you speak. Oh, you changed your sheet.
Who? Me?
Dove, yeah.
Yeah.
Where's your languages? There it is. Common and Draconic. Languages, common, and choose a language. Mother, what languages do you speak?
Choose a language.
Let me look at your character on Roll20.
I think it was Gnomish. I can't remember, though.
Mother. I don't know if that just didn't transfer. Let's see. Where are languages on Roll20? Yeah,
the bottom
you
left.
speak Common and Gnomish. Okay, so we'll change that. We'll fix that on D&D Beyond. Okay, so I'm going to say, what'd you guys roll? Used inspiration. You got a 17. Dove, you got a 21. So both of you recognize that it is like a form of like abyssal, but it is definitely a common thing you saw years ago associated with the Church of the Six, the Cult of the Six below.
Okay, is that like a religious thing, the Cult of the Six?
Yes.
Okay.
Guessing an evil aligned one.
And the rogue
It's-
organization wants it. Probably for nefarious means and ends, but if we get
This
it,
doesn't.
then we have what?
I would say this book doesn't look like the one that we found in our first adventure before we went to the Moorlands, does it?
No.
Okay.
The Dark Six is the religion, and it is mostly, but that is the pantheon that contains the Traveler.
It's funny.
Yes, the Traveler.
So, it is a cult. It was a sect, like a splinter of the Dragon Below, the cults of the Dragon Below, and they actually worshipped Kyber, who Eberron keeps
dragons,
locked
right?
away. Yeah, the 3 dragons that created this plane. So, he says, if you are to return, then all shall be yours.
All right.
Do you think it's dangerous?
Of course it is, if he
Most
wouldn't have gone.
definitely.
So
Then do you guys?
trying to see when he's speaking about this debt, does it look like he's lying about it being a debt of his and all that?
With that letter, I highly doubt it.
I mean, you can roll an insight, but yeah, I think, yeah, he seems to be. You get the feeling that he's definitely, like he's willing to part with a very expensive piece of armor, just on you guys saying you'll do this.
Mm-hmm.
He seems pretty forthcoming, and he's offering, if you didn't catch that, to give you all of it. So $5,000 gold pieces
I
worth
did
of
not catch
equipment.
that. Okay.
Right, but
Interesting.
what I mean is, does it look like, if I could tell that, does it look like he actually has a debt, or could it be they just told him to do this and he was going to do it for other reasons?
Well, he said he had a debt that got transferred over to them from someone else.
And we have the letter from Jazz.
Yeah, I mean, Insight's not really going to give you specifics like that. Insight's going to tell you if you feel he's being dishonest or not, and you don't feel he is.
Okay.
So the nature of the debt, if there actually is a debt, or if there's some, you're not sensing that he's deceiving you.
Okay.
All right.
So at this point, I will say that another couple hours have passed, and so it's mid-afternoon. Now, he's willing to give you on loan everything you asked for.
Okay.
Uh,
I'm going to assume
he'll hold your armor.
I'm going to assume that that's the 2 studded leather sets plus the set that is magical, because I'll take one of those if that's the case. I wasn't worried about upgrading mine because I figured we were just going to the party, but this is
He would probably be okay to throw that in.
Yeah.
If you want to set that.
That'll give me a slight bump too.
Yep.
So if it is dangerous, do we think it's only going to take a day since we have to be back here in 2?
If it's right outside the city, we give it a day. And if we get in there and we can't finish it, we come back, we do the party, and then we come back and finish it if we have to.
Yeah, so it's about 3:45. The party is on the evening, and it's like a Thursday, whatever Thursdays are called in Eberron. You've got Saturday is the day of the party, so you would be able to you'd have a day. Now
So if we rest
he
up tonight,
he
go
shows you
first
on
thing
the
in morning.
map he shows you on the map that it is a ways outside the city. It's not like right in the city.
How far the travel? That's
But
gonna screw it up.
he tells you that you can take the lightning rail to the closest city right outside Fairhaven, which would be about an hour, and then you've got probably another couple hours of horseback riding, or forced marching. So all in all, as long as you take like the lightning rail, it's probably about a 4-hour trip. So you could get a head start tonight.
Right. Well, Lob needs to get a nap in somewhere.
Yep.
But if we're on the lightning rail, he can sleep on that.
Mm-hmm.
But he has to have 4 hours to get the exhaustion off.
Well, he said that's how long the ride is, right?
No.
That's
so
how long
you've
the
got-
travel is.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah, he wouldn't be able to sleep that whole time. He'd
Well,
probably get an hour's sleep.
It's 4
But
o'clock
I mean, you
now.
guys could all, yeah, exactly. It's 4 o'clock now. You guys could always go tonight, stay a night in a hotel,
Yep.
and
Go back, rest up, and then leave as soon as we get up.
yeah, leave at first light.
We have to meet. We have to, because we're meeting Nikolai tomorrow morning. Remember?
Wouldn't be the first time you've blown him off.
No,
We-
we have to
we-
go.
we
We have
could-
to stay tonight.
We might be able to get in touch with him tonight.
Hopefully, but either way, we
Get
should
that out
spend
of
the
the
night.
way
Probably.
Tonight. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We're not going to go in with Lob half-cocked. That's dangerous.
Why not? That's the best kind. Half-cocked.
See, that's why.
See this? See Hunter? Face palming? This is why I do that.
Oh man! All right,
It gives him energy. He's like Colin from What We Do in the Shadows.
you guys have time to decide like what you're gonna do. You guys can kind of figure that out. It's about 9:15.
Yep.
We are going to play next Wednesday.
Right. And then that'll be the new...
And then
the
that will
Wednesday
be
going
your
forward.
new schedule. That way we give Brian, because you can play till what, Eames, on Wednesday? You can play till 9:45.
Yeah, I could brush up against
Yeah.
10 o'clock and still get in work in time.
Yeah. So that will give us a bit more time. We don't have to end as quite as early, and Brian won't be dragging the next day.
Right.
Yeah.
He turns
That
into
work?
a dragon?
Yes.
Yes. I
Yeah.
didn't tell you that.
Dragging his wagon. All right. So yeah, so you guys have some decisions to make. What are you gonna do tonight? Are you gonna try and get in touch with Nikolai tonight?
I think
Are you going
I think
to?
we'll let Lob go lay down, and at least Saf and I will go try to hunt down Nikolai, if not the rest of us.
Okay, and then there's also Mother. Trying to figure out what's wrong with Saf.
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah, we
that's so.
should
That's
definitely
on my
do that
mind
too.
to do when we're not at the hotel. So I think once, maybe on the lightning train, or once we get to where we're going, do it there, because I feel like if we do it at the hotel, that's not a good idea.
Well, it's just a quick cast of a spell, isn't it?
It's a 30-minute ritual.
Oh, okay. I did not understand that part.
Yep. That's why I didn't want to do it in the hotel, because if she's always watching.
Yep.
Also, I'm not sure if she told us, but isn't she still supposed to get some communication about what she's supposed to get from the party?
What I
for
need
them?
to do, I know what I need to get. I gave you guys the note, so you know that I have to do something.
Yeah,
but
she left something.
I know
on
what
the
I
note,
need to do.
Because she reforged the note, so we didn't see the parts that she left out.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Concern.
Yes, Mother.
This book. Possible delays. If we do not return in time, what will happen?
We'll return in time. Let's not let that happen.
I know, that's my thought, is if we get stuck there, that's going to be a real bad impression.
Perhaps delay trip until after party.
I mean, the letter, I would assume the letter to him didn't say when, like, he didn't have a time limit, did he?
He's probably owed this for a while. That's the impression
Yeah.
I get. We could delay it. Depends on if we want this armor for the party or not.
The question is, did he hear you talking about doing this in between the party? I believe you did say that.
Yeah, I thought we mentioned we could do it before the party started.
Mm-hmm.
Which is probably why he's willing to loan it.
I'm just worried about the time.
So we're
Problem
go ahead.
seem unlikely, but just in case the worst should happen. Also concerned about what book holds, what they would do with it.
Well, that's a concern for when we find it.
Are you guys taking the armor?
I think we are. I think we're assuming we're gonna do this mission for him, so we're agreeing to it. I'm pretty sure.
All right, I just gave Lob the plate mail. I'm now giving Mother the plate armor.
What's that gonna give Mother for an armor class 27?
I think it will give Mother 23.
God.
Holy shit.
Saf
Go stand in the front,
and
Mother. You put the healer in the
Saf
front.
and Dove, you are getting.
And Alash.
Studded.
Oh no, he's getting the special stuff.
Well, I mean, he was wearing it. That's up to you guys.
I wonder if that'd be better for Seth because of the glamour.
She kind of mixes it up in melee more too, I think.
That is true. You're a lot more of a.
I tend to be a little bit more ranged. I do melee sometimes, but not as a general rule.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to argue.
Yeah, I'll give it to Saf.
How do I delete?
Yeah.
You have to
Did
start
we
the character sheet all over.
Yep. Gotta start from scratch.
Did we ever figure out what exactly that thing summoned in the Mournland was? Whether it was
There it
a
is.
demon or devil or what it was?
I think it was a demon. Let me see if I have it.
Call them demons here. They're
Or Delker
Fiends.
or
Delkir. They're Delkir.
Chris, you should equip that plate. I want to see what your armor class turns into.
Okay, so everyone should have it. Dalvash, you have studded. Lob, you have plate. Mother, you have plate.
Yeah, I
Saf, you have glamored studded leather. Now, your studded leather can look like a normal set of clothing or some other kind of armor. You decide what it looks like, including color, style, and accessories, but the armor retains its normal bulk and weight. The illusory appearance lasts until you use this property again or remove. You can also change the keyword.
You can make it look like plate.
She could.
Huh. Cool. How do I take off a piece of armor?
Just uncheck the little
So,
shield.
yeah, you just right click and unequip item.
Oh, there we go. Okay. Oh, 16! Wow! Damn.
Yeah, that bumped you up from what? 14? 12?
Yeah, 14.
Index is 14, yeah.
Chris was 14. Yeah, mine was 13. Now I'm 14.
Yeah, because yours is +2 because it's also grants +1
+1.
AC in addition to
Yeah.
the already +1 from being studded.
Very nice.
Now you could, now that you have your dress in mind, you could make this look like your dress.
I thought it said ordinary clothing. You can't. Can you make it look like whatever you want?
Normal clothing. Yeah, it might be a stretch. You might be better off using the hat of disguise.
Okay.
I mean, it's kind of
Okay.
GM discretion. If it can make it look like a full plate mail set, then you might be able to control the clothing.
Just
It
for the
looks like, too.
sake of not having to switch that item, I'm gonna say you can do it.
Okay, cool.
I can turn it into the dress.
Whatever kind of outfit you want.
Yeah.
Basically.
But, it is illusion.
Right.
So it's not gonna...
If someone
I
brushes
don't
up
know,
against your dress
because-
hem and don't feel anything, that's going to give it away.
Yeah.
Maybe we should
Does
stick
the
with
hat of
giving me
disguise... Is the hat of disguise work any different?
Hat of Disguise is as per the, I think, Change Self or Alter Self spell. So it can actually make me look different, not just the clothing I'm wearing.
Yeah, but
Well,
I would say disguise
if you
self
touch
probably
up
has...
against it, does
Yeah,
it give that illusionary impression?
It gives advantage to detection against it if you've made contact with the
Yeah.
person.
It's no different. They fail to hold up to physical inspection.
Yeah.
Objects would pass right through it.
Yeah.
So, you're either way you go, you're going to run into the same condition where you will, but you could always, change if you really didn't want to have the illusion. You might need to hold the bag of holding that night.
Well, I was gonna say, if I have that on, I guess it doesn't change its properties, so I couldn't wear it under or over the corset, but under the dress.
Yeah, it's pretty. I mean, it's leather, but it's studded leather. It's pretty bulky. It's not going to fit under a
Maybe
dress.
I'll do that. I don't know. We'll see.
It won't change what you're carrying for equipment either. It only changes.
Yeah,
your
I'm
outfit
just
itself.
saying it works exactly like the hat of disguise.
But
would
only
have
for
worked.
the armor.
Yeah,
Because the hat of disguise can hide
change you as well.
right, and my weapons and any other belongings I'm carrying.
Yep.
Whereas
Okay.
this is literally just the armor changes the armor. Or changes what you
Yeah, that's
are wearing.
probably a better idea to still keep the hat of disguise, or to still do that.
For this instance, yeah.
Yes.
You could be carrying our entire equipment, but you just look like you're in a dress. Why are you walking for?
All right.
I don't know.
So with that, I'd say let's go ahead and pause for the night.
All right.
And I will
Stopping
see you
the
all
stream.
So,
next week.
Good game, Nate.
Question.
Good.
Well, I'll see you tomorrow.
This has a question. Let me not
Yeah.
pause yet.
so that thing in the Mornland, did we know what it was? Was it a Valkyr or devil or what? We didn't know. Okay.
No one told you what it was.
Okay, and we couldn't.
You
identify it.
you did kill it, but at that point, I don't know if you remember, as soon as the combat ended, you guys heard a lot of howling and were told to get the hell out of there.
Oh yeah, we had like an evacuation event off the cliff or something.
Yep, you guys used rope down the cliff,
Yeah.
headed out to a small, jutting rocks, and signaled the ship to come pick you up.
So regardless, we don't know what it was or if it was in any way associated with the Dark Six.
Right.
Correct.
Are the Dark Six associated with demons or devils or whatever in this setting, or?
Don't you have religion?
I don't, surprisingly.
That sounds like a personal question.
Would you be knocking on people's doors asking that?
Hey, excuse me, do you
Right.
have religion? Would you like some?
Have you heard the good news?
I mean, history-wise, you rolled pretty good. I mean, you would know that the cult of the Dark Six was a splinter from the Dragon Below, heavily prominent in that is a lot of the same beliefs as the Blood of Vol. But it is a little less. It is not. You're not aware of any devotion to the Dalkir. These are all gods, and that you are aware of. There's no. There's no relationship to the Dalkir, because the Dalkir aren't actually related to Kyber. The Dalkir invaded after the fall of Zendrak. So, I mean, yes, it happened many thousands of years ago, but it's a lot more recent than some of the other history of Eberron.
Okay, so I'm gonna have to read up.
Unless you've spent a lot. Now, you could probably very easily get some books, either through a shop or maybe like the Royal Library, something like that, if you wanted to spend the time to do that.
Good.
So be thinking about what you guys are going to do, if you're going to hang around tonight, if you're going to get sleep and leave in the morning, or if you're going to wait till after the party. Just let me know.
Okie doke.
All right, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
Yep, thanks for the game.
Thank you.
Night.
Good job.
All right, bye.
Night.